So we do have some good news, and the good news is that not everything is bad news. Now, here's what I can tell you. What's coming up very soon is stuff that we deserve. We've been putting in the work over the past few years. We've been paying more and in excess for everything that we have accumulated. Whether it's a good, it's services, it doesn't matter. And it's about time this ends. Well, here's what I can tell you. The good news is that things are starting to become a little bit more affordable. The only bad news is that we still are struggling to just keep money in the bank, to make a little bit extra money from our employer. That's where people are struggling. Well, today I want to talk about what is coming and how your patience over the past few years could really pay off. All I ask is if you can do one thing. That's hit the like button if you want to see more good news. So let's begin. What is the good news that we're hearing lately? Well, there's a bunch of different things that are coming. First, we got car prices are starting to drop. We know food prices are coming down. Real estate is becoming a little bit more affordable as far as the price, but as far as the interest rates, that's where things are still very questionable. We are seeing Walmart, Target, and other large retailers are actually cutting back on their, some of their costs. And so by cutting back, here's the problem, it means some layoffs, but by cutting back, it also means we're not seeing prices continue to go up. We also have more good news out of Walmart is that you can now find clothing in some Walmarts for less than 10 cents. Yeah, think about that. Clothing, a shirt, pair of pants, shorts for less than 10 cents. And in almost every single Walmart that I've been to over the past couple of months, I have seen this time and time again where clothing is $1 for a shirt. It doesn't matter if you are a 2-year-old. It doesn't matter if you're a boy, a girl, a male, a female, something else. There is still stuff for you and it only costs $1. Another thing that I've seen at Walmart, and many people have talked about this as well, is you can actually find shoes for under $10. Yeah, brand new pair of shoes for under $10 that are just sneakers. So if you've been struggling to put clothes on your back, keep shoes on your feet, guess what? Walmart has you covered. But let's talk about some of the big prices that are dropping. And this has to do with car prices. I want to bring this to your attention because many dealerships are pretty much throwing out ads that you can get rock bottom prices, 0% introductory offers where you don't pay interest for like the first 6 to 12 months. These are happening. It's crazy what's going on, but here's something I can tell you. Dealerships are struggling to move inventory. And as they're struggling, they're cutting prices like we've never seen before. And I said this before, that it's going to come time very soon where you're going to start to think, man, that's a really good deal. I should probably buy that car because I've been wanting that. My spouse has been wanting that vehicle for the past 2 years. Now's the time. Let's go and do it. Well, here's what I can tell you. We are going to see gas cars. These are going to come down. Part of the reason why is because in order to make gas vehicles as competitive as electric vehicles, we have to see dealerships and car manufacturers offer some type of incentive. Because for electric vehicles, they have an EV tax credit. Now, not every single electric vehicle will have it, but a lot will. And that's coming from the Biden administration. So because of this push, we are going to see a bigger drop in prices. May not come from electric vehicles, but it will come from gas vehicles. So that's good news there. And yes, interest rates are still higher than last year, but the good news here, and again, I just talked to somebody just this morning, and we talked about this in depth, but he pretty much said this, that he bought a car about 4 months ago, 3-4 months ago, and he really wants to pay this off as fast as possible. The problem is his payment is still very high, and he really can't afford it. And I told him this. And again, this isn't advice for everybody, but I said this. I said, reach out to your lender, which was his bank, He said, reach out and see if they charge a fee to refinance. Guess what? They don't. So he locked in a rate, and I think it's for 72 months or something like that. He locked in this rate for 72 months, and he wants to see about bringing it down. His payments are just so expensive. And so he asked his bank, can I refinance? And they said, yes, you can refinance at any time you want to. So guess what? When the rates come down, that is what he's going to do. He's going to refinance. Yeah, it will hurt your credit a little bit, but the good news is with an auto loan, you can refinance almost as much as you want, and you can make your payments cheaper as rates drop. So even if you were to lock in a loan now and lock in this rate, the good news is you're not set on that for 30 years like you would be a mortgage. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying go out and buy something. I'm just saying keep that in mind. Here's another thing. This has to do with food prices. And we've talked about this in the past, but food prices have gone up over 10% over the past year alone. The good news that we're seeing now is that prices are starting to drop. We're also seeing less production issues as a result of the labor shortages, so obviously that's a good thing. And something else that I was just talking to a friend of mine who does run a pretty substantial size farm, he said that fertilizer costs haven't been such a big deal, or hasn't been such a huge impact on his fruits and vegetables over the past few months. So that's a good thing. That's actually bringing his costs down temporarily because he's already sold this stuff. It's actually bringing his profit up. But in the next quarter, he's able to charge less for these products, which means they should be less for you and I once we go to the grocery store. So that's good news there. Now, here's some of the bad news though. This doesn't have to do with farming or anything like that. This actually has to do with the grocery store itself. Some of the bad news that we have seen over the past 3 to 4 months, really the start of 2023, is the fact that we are seeing less demand for grocery products, food, and it's because consumers have less money. They're running out of disposable income. So because of that, food is sometimes the largest adjustable cost. So because of that fact, food is the first thing that we see cuts to. Okay? Now, and again, I've said this before, and I want to be very clear on this. As things start to look worse, they will eventually get better. Okay? So, and I hear this all the time. All you do is share bad news on this channel. All you do is talk about the bad. What about the good? Well, the good is coming. It is coming. It just takes a little bit of time. So, just understand, as things get worse, they will get better. This goes for, real estate and the stock market. It goes for food and cars, layoffs, the banking crisis. It goes for inflation, recession, possible hike in interest rates, and so much more. So, I usually talk about bad things that are going on, not because I'm trying to scare you, not because I want you to worry, but because I want you to be prepared. That's the only reason why I share the bad news, is because if I only give you the good news, you won't be prepared. You will not even focus, and you won't even bat an eye if something bad is about to happen because you're so focused on the good. I've seen it happen before. So again, I just want to fill you in on that. The good news is good things are happening, they are coming, and you deserve them. So just wanted to fill you in on that. But again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.